And a jolly good afternoon to you from a rather overcast but warm and muggy day here in Zittau in the very eastern part of Germany. You could call it the southeast, although it's not particularly south if you include the whole of Bavaria, which is kind of to south and to the west of here. But it's the very eastern part of what was East Germany back in the day. And I've been in this part of Germany for a few days with some friends, watching some bands in Berlin, in Dresden and Leipzig. And before we head back home, we decided to go on a little adventure today to something that's interested me for a while, something that kind of fascinates me in a strange way, and that's right here, right on the border with Poland. And I'm going to take a walk in a moment to the part on the planet where three countries meet, that being Germany, Poland and Czechia. And there's a ceremonial, if you like, pole or something, I don't know yet till I get there, to show you where that is, although the actual point where the three countries meet is in the middle of the river, but there's a ceremonial version on something that you can stand on. So we're going to walk to that, and then we're going to carry on. So we'll be walking over the border fairly quickly into Poland, walking along the river on the Polish side, down to the point where we meet Czechia, and then we'll carry on to a town called, now I apologise if I've got this wrong, Hrádek nad Nisou. Hrádek nad Nisou. I'll try and update that later on if I've got it completely wrong. And then we'll be heading back on the train from there later on this afternoon. The walk should take approximately 2 hours in total, and the 3 points place is around about halfway. So let's go, let's see what this is all about. And apparently it's a nice walk according to a website I've just been reading, so it should be interesting on just more than the fact you can stand in three countries at the same time, kind of. I've got a slightly limited amount of time here, but something just caught my eye, and I've not even left the station in Zittau yet. Schmalsperbahn. I'm just going to go down here and have a little look at this. Zittauer Schmalsperbahn. Not entirely sure where it actually goes to. Just tried to speak to someone in my extremely limited German with their extremely limited English. I'm just going to have to look this up, I think. Well, for train enthusiasts, Zittau is worthy of a visit. Just for this, I would say. Deutsche Reichsbahn. Fantastic. Well, I only wish I had slightly more time here to maybe go on this. I don't really have time. I mean, we've come... I'm a bit torn between this now and going on the actual walk. I don't think we'd have time for both. Right. I've been given the nod, we're going on the walk. Okay. Well, that's interesting. So, Zittau Schmalspurbahn seems to go into the mountains, Zittau mountains. So I've just had a quick read. I'll just put it on the screen, so if anyone that's interested coming to this part of Germany, you can look that website up. Well, Google that, and you'll find the website for it, and it does translate into English. Right, onwards. Well, that was interesting. So the walk's now going to take 2.5 hours, not 2. Already having to sort of look at my watch slightly. It's a Sunday here and the trains are somewhat limited. There she goes. Wow, wow, wow. I've not had enough time to do my homework to see whether it was viable to go on that little train journey and then perhaps come back and do the walk quickly later on. I don't think it really would be. Anyway, let's carry on with the walk and see what other interesting things crop up. Anyone that's ever been to Germany on a Sunday will note that very few things are open. Obviously there are small convenience stores inside petrol stations and things like that are open, and if you go to the really big cities then there's a lot more open, but no shops to speak of will be open. Whereas in pretty much the rest of Europe, things have changed somewhat over the years. So the main station of Zittau, or the Hauptbahnhof, is on the outskirts of the town really. On the north side of Zittau, and I'm heading south now, so I'm going to walk through the centre of the town. As I say, there won't be much open, if anything at all, and out through the other side and then across a bridge, the name of which has just escapes me, and that'll take us into Poland. Once you're across there, that's goodbye to Germany. You'll be able to see it, but not to get to it, I don't think, after that. And certainly not from the place where the 3 points statue or whatever it is. Well, we'll see when we get there. Very interesting part of Germany, this, I find. It's kind of a sleepy backwater, and the fact it's Sunday as well makes it even more so. Border towns and places close to borders with other countries they're interesting in many ways because they've got their own little micro-economies that are based on different currencies, different prices of things on each side of the border. And when you get to the 3 points, you've got three currencies. You've got the euro here in Germany, the Czech crown, and the Polish zloty. And whenever you've got situations with different currencies and different costs of living and different prices, then there's normally a large market for cross-border trade. Because if you can just pop over into Poland, or if you're in Czech Republic, pop into Germany and buy things at a more advantageous rate, then you're going to do it. I certainly would. didn't expect Zittau to be quite this, well, it's not big, but I mean, it's a provincial town, but I had in my mind it was very tiny, almost like a village, but clearly it is not just a village. There's the mountains actually over there, although the train went off in the opposite direction, roughly in the general direction of Czechia. I'm having to walk a different way to get to this bridge. And this really is typical of a German provincial town away from a big city. I mean, it's deserted. A few people having a little wander about, but there's, I guess, restaurants and bars are open. In fact, that one there is at the hotel. I'm guessing when I get to Czechia, things will be slightly different there. I'm hoping so, because I want to. I mean, today, funnily enough, it's going to be breakfast in Germany, which has already happened. Lunch in Poland, which hasn't quite happened yet. That will be sandwiches by the river, and sort of afternoon tea, early evening meal before we set off back in Czechia. So I'm sure there'll be something that's open that we can grab some food and say we've done that at least. Alright, so this is pretty much the centre of Zittau now. The Rathaus or town hall is just down there, about 200 metres away to the right, although my app here is telling me I need to go left for where I want to go. So here we are, centre. It's a pleasant enough centre to the town, and here there are a few places open to grab something to eat. I like that sandpit in the middle there of the market square. Reminds me of my hometown. They put one of those out for the kiddies in the summer months. I guess it's there now. School holidays have not quite started yet, but they've probably got that ready. It's an impressive building there as well. That is the Rathaus, the town hall. Someone must have been mucking about with a sign back there because it was showing it off to the right. But I couldn't actually see that at the time. Again, pretty typically German. Extremely nice looking cake shop I've just walked past there that's open, doing a good trade. Not quite ready for a big cake yet, but maybe later on when I get back into Germany and head back to Dresden. All the trains have run really well so far today, connected well, although I've got one with a 5-minute connection later on. I'm trying to find a workaround for that to leave Czechia slightly earlier and connect a different way, because 5 minutes makes me slightly nervous. However, we'll see. There are other trains. It's not like it's the last train, but I don't really want to be stood at Görlitz for 2 hours on a Sunday evening unnecessarily. And that's it, we're out of the centre of the town now, heading off towards the bridge that will take me across the river into Poland, our first border crossing of the day. Nearly departing Germany. There we go, there's a sign, Republic of Poland, 1 kilometre. I did say first border crossing of the day. Strictly speaking, that's not true, because the train from a town called Görlitz. Came from Dresden to Görlitz and then had to change on this little train down to Zittau. Weaved in and out of across the border a number of times, so but this will be the first one of the day that I've actually physically done on my feet. I was wondering if what's at this bridge that you go across, what's there, what remains, if anything, of the days when you couldn't just wander from country to country without at least showing some form of ID or a passport. Right, so almost at the border now. We can just see some buildings up there that look distinctly like they were probably passport control or border control, I should say, back in the day when such things existed here in Europe. And it's probably just going to be literally a little hop over I can see a bridge there, I'm presuming that's where it is. Of course, it's no great event these days with the Schengen Agreement and making life easier for most people. And don't even start me on Brexit. Otherwise this will turn into a very long video. So we'll just keep it to, it's rather a pity that we don't have this in Britain. There you go. Then again, before Brexit we didn't have this either, did we? There's some police officers just stood there. Kind of a, oh yeah, stopping cars coming in, asking vehicles to pull over. So that's the German police checking vehicles coming in from Poland into Germany. I'm going to stop filming because they might not like me filming them. I'm getting quite close to them now. Right, well, I'm guessing this would be the border point. Doesn't appear to be anybody stood in Poland checking people going in from Germany. And I'm guessing this black, red and yellow post signifies departing Germany. We'll be back later, Germany. I feel very unprepared for this actually, because I can't remember the name of this river. I had it in my head earlier on, I've completely forgotten now. So there you go, with middle of the river is the border. We are now in Poland. Hello Poland. And immediately, although it looks like, can't quite read the fuel sign over there, but it looks like they're pricing that fuel up in euros, not in zloty, which is strange. And I believe this is possibly the walk. I need to just investigate that before I go wandering into private property. I actually think there is a more scenic route to get from Zittau railway station to this point. But with the slight distraction of the train, I forgot to look it up. So we just took the Google route. Anyway, this now runs on the Polish side of the river and takes us to the point where we meet Czechia. So I'd say we're probably around about 2, maybe 3 kilometres from that point. And as I understand it, there is a walk over there on the German side, and there's some guys there just cycling along it. once you get down to the point where the three countries meet, as I understand it, you can't get across from that side. You need to be on the Poland side. However, that could be wrong. We shall see. And there might be other parts, other places where you can cross over. I was reading a little while back when I kind of thought about this, when I knew I'd be in Dresden, which isn't that far away from here. I was looking at things to do of interest, and I read a website, and it gave me the impression that this was a very popular walk, and I was expecting to see loads of people all yomping down here, but I've not seen anyone so far. Lužická Nisa. Lužická Nisa. That's what it says on Google Maps. That must be the German word for it, I think. It doesn't sound very Polish. And I probably pronounced it completely wrong as well. Well, here's certainly an area you could get across. I bet this was a place where people used to sneak across when sneaking across was required. This little sign there just to let you know where you are in case you have come across. It's very quiet on this side of the border. There's quite a lot of cyclists on the other side. Nothing much doing over here really. About 800 metres now from the point. In fact, just through those trees I saw kind of a flag. I'm guessing that's possibly it. Looked about 800 metres away. Cornfields. Very quiet. Well, we are approaching the place, which looks quite interesting. There's a fair few people lurking about here. These are the first people I've seen since I set off from the bridge that took me out of Germany. There's some cyclists coming this way, so I'm just going to have to get out their way a little bit. But there is a car park here, so presumably quite a few drive here rather than walk. Hello. It's hard to know where they're from. I thought I heard a Danke there, so probably Germans. Or they're assuming I'm German or something. Anyway, let's investigate. After that nice quiet walk through a provincial German town on a Sunday, I feel almost overwhelmed by people now. The actual border, of course, is in the middle of the river over there. In a legal sense, but we can't all go and walk out there. If you take a direct line from where this kind of cross is out into the middle of the river, that is where your three countries join. And there you'll see, in fact, is it in the river there, the European flag? Let's get a bit closer. Of course, there's your German flag over the other side. You've got your Poland flag just here, and the Czech flag over there. Well, very shortly I shall be making my first ever venture into Czechia, or Czechoslovakia, or whatever other name it goes by. And I'll presumably when I cross over this path. Yeah, never actually Never actually been to Czechia before, and it's not going to be a long visit because my train from Hrádek back to Germany is in about 4 hours time from now. So hopefully I'll come back for something resembling a longer visit at some point. A few paddling in the water, or have been in the water, as you guess. Swim across from one country to another is, I'm guessing this is the border where you leave Poland, this sort of trench here. Yeah, that would kind of back it up with the way the flags are laid out. Right, let's go to Czechia. Well, do widzenia, Poland. I don't know what hello is in Czech, but hello, Czechia. I need to get some Czech crowns now. I've not got any. Complete mishmash of languages just here as well, which is fantastic. And there you go, that's the name of this place in the 3 different languages, and they haven't put any of it in English. For those of us that don't speak any of those languages, or not to a reasonable fashion anyway. There's an interesting picture there of barbed wire and that across the river on that photo. It wasn't quite so easy to just wander from one country to another. Right, well anyway, hello, welcome to just as muggy and overcast and warm Czechia as it was in Germany and Poland. I'll just going to recheck my Google Maps now, make sure I don't head off in the wrong direction, and head off to Hrádek nad Nisou. And again, I apologise if I've got that completely and utterly wrong. Well, Google Maps is sending me off up there past the car park and onto a main road, and that's going to take 40 minutes. Just looking along this quite impressive cycle track actually. I think Poland needs to up its game slightly, because that was just a farm track pretty much on the other side. Anyway, joking aside, I'm going to head along this way. Which looks far more interesting to walk along than along the main road back there, so it's probably going to take me an additional half an hour looking at the way it's going to go, and I'll just follow my nose once I get round here. So yeah, nice walk along the river, and let me just check, if you pardon the pun, yeah, that's still Germany over there on that side of the river, and remains so for quite some distance actually. Germany kind of spins off to the left somewhat a bit further down there, so I'm going to follow the border in essence again now, until such times as I see some sort of sign to take me off to the left into the town of Hrádek, where a well-earned a plate of food and a drink will be called for. I wonder what language they're quacking in over there. If you heard those, some ducks, that's right. Right, so there's a sign just up here which looks to be a sign with walks, the walks that you can do through these woods, and hopefully there's one that guides me to where I need to get to. Most people seem to be coming this way, so that's a good sign. I can't quite make out what the sign's saying. There seems to be some kind of lake and a castle or something in there through the woods there, but I'm going to keep to this path. My app has rerouted me now. I've deliberately gone the wrong way and now sending me this way, so quite often is the case. It does try and send you the quickest way or the shortest route in distance. More often than not, neither of those are the best route if you're walking, so it's to be taken with a pinch of salt very often. And yeah, this looks good. So I'll be walking along this river now on the Czechia side of the border until I have to sort of take a left turn at some point in a couple of kilometres time, I think, and head into the town. It's not particularly far. It's a similar kind of distance from Zittau to the 3 points back there, and that's that really. Just yeah, enjoying this. Very nice. I'm going to move away slightly from the German border now, following this path. It takes you over to the left there, and behind those trees, just beyond where those people are walking and that sign, is a lake. I can hear music playing, or I could do a few minutes ago, possibly coming from that bar over there. Some people boating on the lake as well, so I'm just going to walk around the lake shortly. So auf Wiedersehen Deutschland, just for a few hours at least. There's a lake through those trees. The beach over the other side there as well. It's a warm day, but it's not very sunny. There's a few people sat over there. And there's some music playing over in the distance as well. Sounds like possibly a live band entertaining people. About 20 to 25 minutes from Hrádek now. Just about a mile, 1.6 kilometres. Just come across this place by the lake, which is just chilling out on a Sunday. Yeah, I do love borders and areas around borders between countries. It does throw up one or two anomalies at times. One of which, is he talking to me? One of which is like mobile phone signals. Well, that's a bit of a first world thing these days now. But I'm still on a German network here, although I must be a good mile inside Czechia. I presume it's going to click over to a Czech provider at some point. The only problem with that, German one, is that the signal's extremely weak. I tried turning my phone off, thinking that when I switched it off and back on again, it would research for different network and come up with a Czech one, but it didn't do it. It went back to the German one, so not quite sure what's going on. Coming up to the town though, I'm less than a kilometre from Hrádek. So I'm hoping that I'll pick up a Czech mobile phone signal soon, because the one I have at the moment's bad and getting worse. It's not a major problem. I'll still find my way into the town and to the railway station, and I know what time the train is, so the homework's been done. There's going to be no problem getting stuck. But it just goes to show sometimes how reliant you can be on mobile signals and by borders. You can get some strange things happening. Anyway, we're getting close-ish now. I'll come back when we get into the town. Okay, as it's a bit of a anomaly thing, my network seemed to want to swing me towards a German network as opposed to a Czech one. So I switched off data roaming, and then I switched off automatic data roaming, and went to manual network selection and picked out, I'm with O2, so I picked out O2 Czechia, which it connected to straight away, and then click back the automatic button, and it stayed on O2 Czechia. So yeah, it's just one of those little funny things that can happen with networks when you're close to a border. And I'm not quite sure which way I should go now. The cyclists seem to be going this way, and the town is over that way, so I'm going to head down here. One thing I have noticed since I arrived in Czechia is one excellent cycle track that I've been walking along, footpath stroke cycling track, and how many cyclists there actually are. There's absolutely hundreds. I don't think I saw any in Germany or Poland. Not that they're really, I was just in the town of Zittau, which wasn't really that conducive to cycling, I suppose, and the little tiny bit of Poland I walked through was just like a farm track really, so I guess that's probably why. But here everyone's romping about on their bikes, which is pretty good to see. It's quite a pleasant place, this Hrádek, so far. Looking forward to getting into the town properly, having a little look around with the couple of hours I've got left before I get a train back over the border again. Did have a wild idea about walking back, but on reflection I think I'd rather spend time just looking around the town here and get the train back. I don't think it would be any more interesting going back in the other direction. Google Maps does try and do some strange things with you sometimes, and want you to walk along motorways and things like that. Not that the road back there is a motorway, but it's busy kind of road. And when you can see on the map that there's much quieter roads, such as the one I'm on now, to have a little wander down. It might be a bit further and take longer, but if you're not in much of a hurry, it shouldn't be a problem. It's an interesting building there with a big chimney. The factory looks all closed down, or seen better days at least. I wonder what that was. Right, well, I seem to be coming into the centre of Hrádek now. I've set my Google map to the station. So obviously that's where I need to be, but not for a while yet, so I'm going to take a break. That's it really. Hope you enjoyed that little journey through 3 countries in the space of a couple of hours. And in fact, if you were prepared to get your feet wet back there at the river, you could have done three countries in 3 seconds. If you knew the exact spot in the middle of that river to hop from one to the other. Anyway, here we are in Hrádek nad Nisou, however it's pronounced. Hope you enjoyed this walk. I'll do some more sometime. Got one in Poland coming up to the Russian border, or at least the exclave of Russia. So I'm going to find somewhere to grab a drink and something to eat, relax here for a while before we head back over to Germany, and off home later on, well, tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Oh, before I go, don't forget to click like, subscribe and so on. If you liked it and got this far, I guess you probably did like it a little bit. Not much going on here, so I'm not sure I'm going to do with 3 hours. I could potentially walk back, but legs are feeling it a bit now, so probably just relax, have a drink, something to eat, and take it from there. So yeah, that's really it. I am finished now. And thank you again for watching. See you again in another one.